Hey guys, thanks again for joining me on my channel. I'm just Megan, hashtag the Fibromyalgia Warrior. And I'm talking today because, well, I just figured some things that happened to me today, maybe happened to you guys. And I don't know, I just thought it might be something that you guys would find funny or helpful or whatever. So I guess if this video has a title, it's going to be anxiety, manic behavior, and fibromyalgia. In other words, what happens when all of those things come together. So, as I've shared in a previous video, I deal with severe anxiety. And it's not just worrying about, you know, the normal things people worry about, like, oh, am I going to have my will ready in time before I pass away? Is there going to be something for my kids, if, for those of us who have kids or grandkids or whatever? Um, what's going to happen if my partner gets hurt or sick? You know, those are regular worries, but it's more like, what if they get sick tomorrow? What if I find out I've got cancer or something horrible? Meanwhile, by the way, that's not what I'm dealing with, so don't worry for any of you who might be. And that anxiety, you know, always has my adrenaline on high alert. And I'm not so sure about you guys, but for me at least, when my anxiety is at like its absolute worst point, and by the way, it's for me, it feels like it's always at a worst point. So because of that, I'm always feeling like when my pain medication is helping out and kicking in and making it so I don't have as much pain, especially in my back, then it's like, oh, well, I can get our sheets washed quickly. You know, my husband's working, the kids are both at school. I can do that fast. Oh, well, then I can put away the dishes on the counter and I can wash up the pan from last night. And right there, I go from some of those things are fine and, you know, I can do them and it doesn't bother me and it doesn't hurt when I pace myself. But what happens with me is that between the constant adrenaline overload on top of the feelings of anxiety that leads me to act with like manic behavior of I've got to totally do this and this and this and this and this, and then I can get easily distracted or forget what it was I was doing. Thank you, fibro fog. And it's really easy for me to get carried away and overdo it. And then, of course, my fibromyalgia is just exploding all over the place in my pain points and everything else. And yet it's really hard for me to stop before I reach that point. But today, as I was putting some sheets in the washing machine, um, and I did clean up some of the dishes that were still left out from yesterday, and I stopped and I thought, I really want to go through and change the sheets for the kids' beds. And then I stopped myself and I went, you know what? I'm going to overdo it. I'm going to be in agony later, certainly all day tomorrow. I'll be no good to anybody for anything. And they're teenagers. They know how to change the sheets on their bed. They just have to be reminded to actually do it. So I actually stopped and I sat down. And I was gonna, you know, so anyways, to me that's kind of amusing because I know I shouldn't be overdoing it. And yet, if you deal with anxiety like I do, even if you're on medication to sort of help manage it, when you have those moments where you feel like you can and must do everything, um, it's really hard to stop. Even though you know you should, right? Just for your overall health and everything like that. So I sat down, and then, of course, I spent 5 minutes looking for my phone when it was right beside me the whole time uh, on a side table. So, anyways, I don't know. I felt like that was something that maybe you guys can identify with. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who maybe don't struggle with anxiety or manic behavior or don't have fibromyalgia, but you know somebody who struggles with one of or all of these things, sometimes, just believe me when I say this, telling us to slow down and stop generally isn't enough to make us slow down and stop. You'll actually have to force us to stop overdoing it. And that might mean that you have to step in and do whatever it is that we think we have to get finished in the next 5 minutes. So hopefully that helps. Anyways, guys, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys. If it helps, great. If it doesn't, but you just found it in the sense of you don't struggle with it, but you did find it like good information, feel free to comment down below. Let me know. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this short video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and it'd be great if you would subscribe. Take care, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.